Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, this is Bradley Hensley coming to you once again from my apartment. Sorry about everything, I got a new thing in, I'm trying my camera and I gotta say I'm liking it except for this little glare we got right here. Because of my light. Hey, if I hold my hand just like that it'll work. Hey, there we go, hey, it's a party. Let's see if we can put it over here and get them same results. Hey, I like this place better. Alright. Okay. Now, to get down to business here. To get down to the topic of everything in the business. Sorry for the black screen, I was moving it to try a different spot. I'm liking it. Okay. Let's get down to brass tacks, down to business. Let's get down to what matters here. I wasn't going to make this video. Not one iota. And yeah, there's a little bit of a twang to my voice today because, well, I'm a bit pissed off. And coming up from Texas originally, where I am, it kind of comes out and I get upset.
Spectrum's fiber-rich network moves data at the speed of light. It's monitored 24/7 for reliability.
The reason for it, well, I'm not just upset about my house, I'm very happy. Sometimes they pop out here too, it's weird. But the reason for it is very simple. For this video is simple. First, to let everyone out there know that has been watching my channel for a little bit, you know I had to go to court today at 5 o'clock to deal with a bogus ticket. I was in the crosswalk, the cop stopped, still gave me a ticket. Bogus, but I dealt with it. And it has been dismissed. I do not have to pay a fine. I do not have to pay anything. All I had to do was go and give my time. So first things first, that's the latest on the ticket situation. The second thing, this is the one that's got me upset a bit. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all the mainstream news agencies, and I think for a hot second even Fox, took partial information that was coming out about an issue and demonized some kids that, Christ, the oldest was what, a junior? In school, when you're a junior in school, you're what, 16, 15, 16 years old? And it's come to find out that the information they were going by was damn bogus. It was bull. It was wrong. It was a damn pack of lies they were going by. Now, that that's been said, I'm coming out like this about it. The situation I'm talking about is all the videos out there where it says teens in MAGA hats assault Native American, or teens in MAGA hats assault Vietnam veteran Native American. Well, first of all, it's been proven false that he's a Vietnam combat veteran. His age don't line up. I'm sorry. Back in the 60s, they were not taking you if you were 15 or 16 years old into the military. Just like now. You gotta be 18. Well, 17 if you go early enlistment. But then, you don't go combat. You might go to boot. You might do a little bit of AIT. But until you're 18, you ain't doing all that much. Basically, you're going to do boot, come back, and have to do ROTC. Alright, that's basically what's going to happen. Now, situation is this. They took about 30 seconds worth of video and ruined these kids' lives. Thankfully, ain't no child been hurt yet, or ain't no one been hurt yet. But this supposed Native American veteran has even went on CNN saying how they walked up to him and he was in fear for his life and they didn't let him leave. When the truth of the matter is this: the children were in D.C. for a march. Alright. March for Our Lives, I think. March for Lives, I think it was, or something like that. Anyway, there was a rally, and they went. Now, they had a rally point. The school chaperone, if they had a rally point, and while they're waiting on their bus to go back to their hotel room, this group that calls themselves Black Israelites, which, if you look at their tactics and everything, is just a modern day version and a supreme distortion of what was started for a while in the 70s called the Black Panthers. I know a couple of Black Panthers nowadays, and they some cool peoples. The ideas that they started out with were right. Wanting to help their community and everything. Hell, I'm behind that 100%. I'll get behind that in a heartbeat. But these Black Israelites were screaming racist slurs at the teens, even using the N-word and everything. The kids were standing there looking at them, watching them like, and you're crazy. We're none of these things. You're calling us all these names. We don't know why. We don't know you from Adam. But they kept doing it, and the kids didn't do nothing. At one point, they said that they were incest babies, and implying that their mama and daddy are brother and sister, or daddy's their daddy, but mama's their sister, or mama's their mama, but daddy's their brother, or some bull like that. Then they leave, and they're standing at another area where this gentleman, to be nice, walks up, pounding, beating the Native American drum, which, hey, I'm all down for that, baby. I'm a quarter Cherokee. I'm down for Native American stuff in a heartbeat. But he walks right up to this kid, who can't be more than 16. If he's a day, he's 16. And gets right in this kid's face while he's banging it. The kid doesn't move. The kid hasn't done nothing. The kid smiles. Why? Because other kids, then there were some black kids and possible Native American kids there, that were from his school, asked the adult that was with them, hey, is it okay if we chant and sing our school song? The chaperone said, good idea, go for it. So while the man who's Native American is beating on the drum, these kids start singing their school song, and you can see them in the video. They're laughing and happy, they're smiling about it. They don't know what's really going on, they're just having a good time. And then CNN gets a 30-second clip and says that these kids wearing MAGA hats were using racial slurs and got in this guy's face and wouldn't let him leave a circle, and it was a mob mentality, and this guy's went on CNN and said how he was scared for his life, and how when he tried to leave, that's when this kid stood in his way. And this all happened on Friday, and I've done my due diligence here. I've done my due diligence. I done watched a lot of video from other channels, from CNN, from people who were just putting it up. So I've seen the video in its entirety, basically. I'd go so far as to, yeah, probably, there's, maybe 2 seconds of it, 2 minutes of it I ain't seen. And kids weren't doing nothing wrong. They were just standing around listening, getting called names, and not doing nothing, which is amazing. Because when I was 15, if they were calling me those kinds of names, you can damn sure bet that me and at least one of them dudes would have been on the ground fighting. Because I would have been going on him like white on rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm. I had no fuse back then, and I liked to fight. Today, little fuse, still like to fight, but now I kind of pick and choose. I guess it comes with age. But they didn't do nothing. These kids weren't doing nothing. But CNN jumped on it, because they were wearing MAGA hats. CNN jumped right on it. Then it came out that they went to a Catholic school, and CNN started saying how, they're not Christians, they don't know nothing about Christians, and they're bigots, and they hate everybody, this, that, and the other thing, and just running these kids down like you wouldn't believe. Saying that they're racist bigots, and homophobes, and everything else, and they're not. They're just kids that were on a school trip. They got pulled into something they didn't understand. And now look at what's happened. Yesterday, it's gotten so bad that yesterday the school, Covington, had to close up for a day. Because someone said they would do violence. Well, to protect the students, the school did the right thing. They closed. But I think it should only been long enough for law enforcement to get there. And then it's the law enforcement's job to provide safety and security for those kids. So I think they should have still been able to go to school, but a little bit more of a law enforcement presence until they got taken care of. But the school made their choice. I'll stand behind their decision to do it because it was in the right to protect children. But because of CNN jumping the gun, you got people all over Twitter, all over Instagram, saying how these kids are going to burn in hell. These kids are racist. You should burn down the school with them in it. Calling for the kids' murder and calling for the kids to be assaulted and beat up and worse. And no one's getting charged with crimes here. Last I knew of the law, threatening someone was harassment and menacing. And the fact that CNN is involved, if something does happen, God forbid, but if something does happen, CNN can be held liable. Because the child or the parent of the children can say, you know what? It's conspiracy. Because CNN put out a false story. They did not acknowledge it was false. They did not apologize. They did not tell their viewers to do no action. of violence or anything like that. So it's conspiracy because my child was there. He had his political beliefs, which are supported 100% by the First Amendment. And because he believes in a religion other than Islam, which again is perfectly legal, protected by the First Amendment, and someone hurt my child. Because CNN took a false story, a 30-second clip, and ran with it. And ladies and gentlemen, there are some absolute nut jobs out there. I will be the very first to admit I'm not wrapped all there. After you've seen and done what I have in my life, you can't be wrapped too tight. And you damn sure can't be all there. But I'm able to handle myself and control myself. I think before I just act now. You know, a little thing called common sense and common decency. Pause before you take an action. Let's set in. But the fact that CNN, MSNBC, and all these mainstream media things, they just jumped on the bandwagon real quick. Boom. Talking points from the Democrats. Boom. Start rolling with it. And you know something? I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to see how good I can read the mind of the liberals. I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now on this channel, January the 22nd, 019 hours Zulu. That's 12:19 a.m. for you people who don't know military time, alright? My prediction is simply this. That if something happens to those children involving a weapon, a gun, whatever, the media and the Democrats will use it as a prime example to try and take away our Second Amendment right. If that happens, ladies and gentlemen, you need to know this. That their true colors will have been shown, and at that point, the only thing that we can do as Americans is stand up and fight. Be it legally. And I've said we do it legal first. But if that bears no justice for us, then we will have to do what the Founding Fathers set forth in the Constitution with the Second Amendment. But I say first, let's try to do it legal. But watch. They'll do that. But I just wanted to say that, you know, the way that the liberal media jumped to a conclusion is how they always do it. So maybe if we think first and look at the whole story before they bring up a news story, maybe people will believe them more, and maybe this country won't be so divided. Until next time, Brother Hensley saying, love your country, but don't trust your government.